Hi everyone, how are you doing today? So it's again Friday, and I thought I would share with you today what happens in a coaching session. So there are many coaches, and everyone has their own way of um, going through a coaching session with a client. So instead of generalizing, I'm going to talk about how I do it. What do you think? So in my case, a coaching session is 45 minutes long. I prefer this length. For me, 30 minutes are just too short, and then if it's 1 hour, sometimes it can be too long. But I don't measure it with the stopper, so if we finish at 40 minutes, cool. If we finish at 55 minutes, also cool. We can also go on for 75 minutes, depending on what issue we are talking about. Now, a coaching session doesn't start when you enter the call with the coach. The coaching session is going to start beforehand with the preparation. So let me introduce you to my friend. This is my favorite. It's called the prep form. And before you enter the coaching call, I like to have this one filled out by my client. Why? Because it makes it helps you to optimize your results in the call and to make the most of your time with me. So we are not going to beat around the bush. You are already prepared and you know what you want to talk about. So it is going to ask you like, how are you today? What happened since we last talked? And then what happened to all those actions that you committed to? Then we also talk about what were your wins and what were your challenges? What are you going to accomplish in the next few weeks? And then also I'm going to ask you what you want to focus on, because you are responsible for your own progress. I'm responsible for the structure. So that's why this prep form, because this helps you come prepared to the call. Afterwards, so I received this form from you filled in, and I'm going to read it very carefully, and then I see you on the call. In the call, we are going to talk for a few minutes about what happened. So if I have any questions or any clarifications are needed, I'm going to ask you. But if everything's fine, then we very quickly are going to move on to your topic for today. And that's called the agreement. So we are going to make an agreement for the session. If you don't know what you want to talk about, then I'm going to help you based on the form. I'm going to ask you questions, and at one point we are going to reach a coaching agreement. After that, we are going to define together what you want to reach today. So at the end of the 45 minutes, how far do you want to get with this issue that you are bringing to the coaching call, right? So as we talked about it, the coaching conversation always has a goal. And this is what we are doing in the beginning of a session. We are defining that very special, very unique goal for that session. For example, what I like to do is to help you measure how far we have gotten in the session. I'm going to ask you on a scale of 0 to 10, where are you with your issue, where 10 is usually the most disturbing or the highest problem, and 0 is you don't have any issues with it. And then I'm going to ask you how far you want to get on this scale of 0 to 10. So let's say you come here and you say, oh, I have this issue, I think that it bothers me right like 8. And by the end of the session, I want to get to 6. Great. What does that 6 look like for you? How would you experience a 6? And then we start clarifying the issue. So in a coaching session, I don't talk like this all the time, like right now. I'm mostly listening. Like, think about it, like 80% of the time you talk. And then there is, of course, a structure to the exploration, how we go about the issue that you bring. I'm not going to bore you with that. Just know that there is a structure behind it. And basically, the structure is executed by me asking lots of questions. At the end of the call, once we have explored what's going on for you, we are going to focus. And we are going to focus on the actions. What actions do you want to take? Because it's about you and your issue. What are you going to do about it? And just complaining, yeah, it's cool, but just complaining is not good enough. The important thing is to take action. So we are going to define the action together. Well, the idea comes from you, and then I help you clarify it. Afterwards, we will check if there's anything that is holding you back from taking that action. Do you miss some information? Are you going to get lazy? It can happen to me very often. Or maybe self-confidence, anything that can come up. Maybe you have a life goal and work can meddle with it. So we will talk about all the barriers to this goal, and we will also define accountability. Who will hold you accountable? You yourself, your friend, your husband, your wife, your mom, your boss, whomever you choose, or me. It can happen that sometimes you will say, Réka, hold me accountable, please. And then on a certain day, I'm going to check in with you. And that's it. This is how a coaching session goes. So we prepare, then we define what we want to work on, we clarify it, explore it, then we are going to take actions, define the actions, remove all the barriers, and remove everything that could hold you back, define accountability, and then we say goodbye, and we are going to meet next time. The next time can be anywhere between like next week or in 2 weeks. I prefer to work every week. If you want to progress really fast, then it's good to work every week. If you are okay with progressing a bit slower, then yeah, every 2 weeks is also cool. And normally to reach a goal, you need around 90 days at least. So keep that in mind. Well, if you liked what you heard, let me know in the comments, or give me some feedback, any complaints, any wishes, what to talk about next time. I am open to all kinds of feedback. And if you don't want to miss the video next time, then do me a favor and yourself a favor. Click like for Coach Réka. I'm going to link it with this video. And yeah, I guess see you next Friday. Make it a great weekend, everyone. Bye bye.